All right, what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. NBA Friday with RJ, and this video might be short, maybe shorter than my usual videos, probably around that 5-minute range. And I have videos that are 5 minutes, but NBA Friday with RJ, and the only thing that's going on in the NBA is the play-in tournament, which the Milwaukee Bucks defeat the OKC Thunder in a very interesting game. First of all, I want to say I love the in-season tournament. I love what it did. And I want to explain the in-season tournament to any basketball fan out there. Not a Knicks fan, not a Celtics fan, not a Golden State fan, not a Laker fan, not a Heat fan. I want to explain it as a basketball fan. You have to look at the in-season tournament as a basketball fan, as in I get to watch the in-season tournament and see what teams are succeeding in the in-season tournament. What I mean by that is I watched the Golden State Rockets game a couple weeks back or a week back. I don't remember off the top of my head. And I watched that young team beat Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Steve Kerr. And then people will be like, well, RJ, they just want to play in tournament. You don't have to realize. You have to realize something. I don't watch the Houston Rockets, and the Houston Rockets don't get that much, they don't get that much prime time. They haven't gotten prime time since, let's be for real, since James Harden left. In looking at that atmosphere, looking at all that Houston fans, and looking at all the young talent that they have. Now, I know who Jalen Green was. I always thought Jalen Green was a baller. Jabari Smith Jr., the son of Jabari Smith, Sangoon, what's his name? The Asar Thompson. That rock, all coached by Main Udoka. And listen, you can have your thoughts about Main Udoka off the courts, whatever. I really don't care. But those kids are going to ball. Those kids within the next couple of years, the way how we look at OKC now is how we're going to be looking at the Rockets soon. That team is a good team, bro. It's a very good team. And I'm so happy that they got the spotlight on them. And I'm so happy that Houston fans and basketball fans can realize, wow, we still have young and upcoming talent in Jalen Green, Asar, Jabari Smith Jr., Sangoon in the league, but also a team on the rise, a dynasty on the rise. That's going to be, if everything goes well, you saw what Ime Udoka did with the Celtics. That's going to be them in a few years. And it's good that they're getting spotlight. It's good that, they're getting their feet wet about how to play in big-time games. And I said all I had to say this. That's how you got to look at the in-season tournament. You got to look at the in-season tournament as kind of a NBA college thing where it's like, okay, the Pistons, and I know people take a dump on the Pistons, but the Pistons got a young team. Cade, Jaden Ivory, and stuff like that. That's going to be a team on the rise. The Hornets with LaMelo and Brandon Miller. They were doing good in the in-season tournament. The Rockets with Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr. and stuff. You got to look at it as in, these are young teams up and coming, and as a basketball fan, I want to see the next stars and stuff like that. Look at it like this. The play-in tournament for the playoffs. That's how Ant got his name. That's how SGA got his name. Who else? That's how John Morant beat Steph Curry, ironically, just like the Hornets beat Hornets. Just like how the Rockets beat Houston beat Steph Curry. That's how you get the big name. That's how you make your name now. Now that college is, let's be real, college is kind of dead now, unfortunately. But that's how these guys are going to get their big name. Jalen Green is a baller. Jabari Smith Jr., baller. Sangoon, baller. The Asar twin, baller. Next year it might be the Pistons. Next year it might be, I don't know, Orlando if Paolo was healthy. Hell, the Orlando Magic was cooking until Paolo and, what's his name? Wagner, one of the Wagner brothers went down. Shout out to my boy Donnie. He's a huge Orlando fan. But screw the Orlando Magic. Brandon knows if he's in the comment section. But that's how you that's how you gotta look at the play-in tournament. A chance as a basketball fan to look at young talent. But let's talk about the actual playing tournament. Giannis and Dame won it. Congrats. Doc Rivers, got a second ring. You feel me? Let me ask you guys something. Are we counting the playing tournament as a championship? I just want to know. That's a legit question. Are we counting that as a championship? Because if that's technical, LeBron's a 5-time champion and Giannis is a 2-time champion. And Dame Time is a champion now. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think of that. But they won it. Congratulations to them. They balled out in the second half. Giannis and Dame are clicking now. It seems like Doc Rivers, finally got a hold of the team. We'll see how that lasts until the second round because we all know how Doc Rivers teams are. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in the Bucks. You guys are still frauds to me. It is what it is. But I specifically want to talk about SGA. And I'm probably going to talk about this more on the podcast. SGA is not clutch. He is an ISO guy. He's a DeMar DeRozan, as my one of my friends, shout out to my boy Valley, said it. The dude can get his, but in clutch moments and moments where his team needs him, he disappears like a MF. And we saw it in this playing tournament. 21 points. I know he had 10 assists, but still, dang, or 8 assists, but dang, bro. When your team needed you, you flopped. And you can't, if you're going to be MVP, if you're going to be a superstar, and SGA is one of my favorite players to watch, but I got to keep it a buck. He don't be showing up in the clutch. He didn't show up in the clutch last year against Dallas. I'm going to give him I gave him a pass for the Pelicans loss when he was in the playing tournament a couple of years ago because he was coming off injury, but he didn't show up there either. And he didn't even show up in this playing tournament. So it is what it is. That's my thoughts. What are yours? I just realized I played the NFL intro to this. It is what it is. But let me know your guys' thoughts on the playing tournament and your thoughts about that. RJ out.